Hey everyone, welcome to our Pilates-based core class today. We're going to spend about 12-13 minutes getting in your core, and we're doing Pilates-based movements. So if you're short on time, this is a great workout for you to do. I call it Pilates-based. It's not a true Pilates class. I have a strong background in kinesiology and rehabilitation and physical therapy. So what we do is combine principles from those areas of study, and we combine it into a really effective core class. What you're going to want to have today is a mat, and shoes or no shoes does not matter to me. If you want the full workout of this class, go ahead. There's a link in the description that'll take you to my website. You'll have the full 45-minute version of this class. So there's an option for you if you're looking for a longer workout. So let's go ahead and get started. A seat on your mat. Go ahead, move those feet in a little closer together. Grab underneath those thighs. Let's just round back. So we're going to keep the shoulders down. We're going to hold the stomach area in. And we're going to sit up as tall as we can here, pressing out through the chest. So we're going to round back. Notice the back is rounded, not straight. And then we're going to come back up. So as I round back, I want to keep my belly button area in. And no hunching up the shoulders. We're going to try just one more time. We're just kind of warming up your spine here for some of the work it's about to do. So go ahead and come on up. Give me a quick turn to one side and then slightly behind you. Keep both shoulders down and then give it a little twist the other side. So a little turn there. And then back to center. So next up, we're going to come down to your elbows. Feet are going to stay grounded. Move them in. Keep your knees together. Twist from one side to the other. Now we're just moving through that low back a little bit more, getting it ready for some of the work it's about to do. So one more each way. Take it over and over. And what you want to do here is pick your feet up off the floor, and we're going to twist again. So tilt it one side, tilt the other way. Now I'm going to keep my upper body pretty still, just those knees, and that one side of the hip is coming up off the floor. So let's go one more each way, and let's do another one. So we're all set. We're going to ground those feet. Straight legs. I want you to practice sitting up. Nice and tall. So the shoulder blades, the middle edges are drawing together. We have our chest out. That head is just looking straight on. Let's take a little side bend here. And we're going to come up to center and do the other way. Just a little bit more. I just want you to get comfortable how it feels to sit up tall. It's actually probably a little more challenging than you thought. So one more here. And we're back in the center, and I'd like you to lean forward. So try to bring the entire back forward. That includes the lower back, the area that might be a little more stiff. Make sure you've got a little bit of a C curve in your spine right now. Now we're going to go back to some of our seated work later. But what I'd like you to do now is slide down into your back. So I'm going to rock down, bring my knees in with me. Just kind of hold them in for a moment. Drop your hands down to your sides. Your shoulder blades should be back and together into the mat. And we're going to take a breath in, and we're going to exhale and just curl up. And we're going to breathe in and come back down. Now we're peeling our upper body up off the mat. Think about the positioning of your head right now. It's like there would be a clementine between your chin and your neck. So we don't want to dig that chin right down into the neck as we come up. Also, as you curl up, think about keeping the abdominal muscles scooped in and try to not let them pooch upwards and out as you curl up. Now here's what we're going to add on to this. As I curl up, one leg extends out long. I come back down and do the other side. So still lifting up through the shoulder blades, extending out long through your leg. So going out, and we want to make sure that each leg goes the same length and the same depth. We don't have to touch the floor at the leg. We're just kicking it out there nice and long. So just 3 more times. Remember to relax your jaw. Keep that chin up off the neck. Here's 2 more. Lift. And we lower. And you have 1 more time. So you're going to come on up and back down. We hold our knees in. Hold for a moment. Now straighten those legs up. Hold those thighs. Pull those toes back into the shins. That helps you stretch your hamstrings. We're going to drop our hands to our sides. Pull the shoulder blades back into the mat again. We're going to lower one leg and then slowly scissor and do the other one. Now what we're doing here, this is a little bit easier exercise. We're keeping the top of our pelvis tilted back into the mat. That low back curve should not be coming off the floor right now. Now outer shoulders, make sure they're not starting to curl up off the mat. If they are, pull them back into the floor. That's pretty normal. I know most of us have to fight those shoulders rounding a little bit. So let's do just a little bit longer. One more each leg. Last one right here. Now go ahead, fold your knees back in, lift your head, neck, shoulders up. Now we're gonna try to keep the shoulders up as we do our legs again, okay? But I'm gonna go out like this, out with the other. Chin is still up. And if you wanna add a little variety in, same side arm goes back, and then the other side. Now breathing wise, you could inhale on one, exhale on the next one. So here's what we wanna do with our lower back is keep it down the whole time. And make sure your shoulder blades didn't start to drop down to the mat. They're still up. We don't wanna just be raising our head off the floor here. Are you extending out long? From the tips of the toes to the fingers? I sure hope so. Here's 3. 2 more. Last one is right here. And we're all set. So hug your knees in, drop your head down again. Good news is we're gonna keep your head down for a little bit. Drop your hands to the mat, get your legs straight up. Lower those legs as far down as you can. That means don't let this low back curve come up off the mat. And little flutter kicks, so little teeny kicks, just little ones. Now, you heard me say earlier, working at that abdominal scoop, we wanna really work at pulling that abdominal wall in. You wanna train your abs to stay in. You don't wanna train them to just pooch out. If you're like me, well, you're already pretty good at that. So we're fighting against that and training them to stay in. Not a lot more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees back in and relax. Little tilt from side to side. We're just rocking that side to side one more time each way. And we're gonna do one more exercise while we're down here on the floor. Once again, I'd like your legs to go up straight. We're gonna place the hands behind your head and neck. And I'm gonna curl up my shoulder blades and I'm gonna hold that. I'm gonna lower my legs down a little bit. I should be able to keep my back down. Send one leg out to the side, back in. One leg out to the side, back in. Now if that's too much for you, maybe the legs should go up a little bit higher. Maybe you'll need to set your head, neck, shoulders down if it's too much. But I'm gonna try to keep everything going here because I know I don't have a lot to do. Out we go back in. Now, how are your shoulder blades? Are you still keeping them up? Are you still keeping that chin up off your neck? 4. Here we go, 3. I hope you're breathing. 2 more, one more time. And we're all set. So hold the knees in. From here, I'm gonna grab under my legs and roll up. So here's some of that seated work that we wanna do next. We're gonna grab onto the thighs and just go back again with straight arms, just like we did a moment ago in the warm-up. And we're gonna come up and sit really, really tall. Now what I want you to do is do that by letting go. So we're gonna round back and those hands are just above the knee joints. You're still scooping in, dropping the shoulders down. Now this time we come up, let's let our arms go out like this. Push out that chest. So we're gonna round back again. And we're gonna come up and we're gonna sit really, really tall. Let's do a little bit more. So we're gonna round and up. Now, if we wanna make the last few a little more challenging, which I think we do, we're gonna pull those arms right up over the shoulders like that. So we're gonna lean back. Now when you come up, I want you to pull those arms back, back, back. What we're looking to do when we pull the arms back is push out through the chest and sit up as tall as we're able to. So 2 more times, abs are still tucked. Bring yourself back up. And then one more time here, we're gonna go back and we're gonna come up. Push out through your chest and hold this last one a little bit longer. No slumping. Pretend you're sitting right against a wall with your back. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and you're all set. So drop your hands. Next up, we're gonna go to all fours. So I'd like you to get onto your hands and your knees. Doing a little bit more work down on the floor now. And make sure you walk your hands forward a little bit and your knees back a little bit. I want you to go ahead and really maximize the length of your spine. Take advantage of it. Now, neutral spine means tailbone pointing out behind us, abs in, and a little curve in your lower back. And then finally, stomach in. So try to hold on to that. First up, we're gonna do is come up onto a plank onto our toes. I want you to notice the straight line. Think about the word plank. That should give you a good descriptive. A nice straight line from the base of your neck down to your toes, and then drop down to the knees. Now don't go too far away, just go back to neutral spine. those hips over your knees. Let's try it again. So we're going to lift up and hold for a moment. Now, do you have your stomach muscles drawn in? You should. The way we're going to challenge ourselves now is to lift one leg out to side, back in, other leg out to side, back in. So little leg raise, back in, another leg raise. If that's too much, you can tap your toes down on the floor when you go out. So just a lift, and 4, and 3, 2 more. So one more time. Small break to the knees, shift your body back, pull away from your hands. A small child's pose here. Now we're going to go ahead and slowly come up. We're going to do one more time up on your toes. Go ahead and lift. And what we'll do here is a little rotation with your hips like that. So I'm dropping the front of my pelvis down on one side and the other. And it's a pretty small movement. Notice it's not huge. And my shoulders and my head are not going with it. Little hip rotation gets a little more into the sides of the abdomen, your obliques. Now don't forget to hold the stomach muscles in. You still want to hold them in tight here, okay? So one more each way, and last one. So we're going to come down to our knees. What I want you to do is shift down to your forearms and slide your feet back. So what we're going to do here is a plank on your elbows, and that's going to be a little bit harder than what we did on our hands. So go ahead, come on up. You're going to hold this first one. So notice the straight line. If your abs are hanging out, pull them back in. Now no swaying down and no piking up either. You want to do that because your hip muscles are stronger right here, but don't give into that. Work your core. If your back is giving out, just drop down to your thighs for a moment and then come back up. Take it in small doses. Your back will get stronger the more you do this. Now we're going to come down to the thighs. Relax for a moment. I know you want to do it again, don't you? With a little change, of course. So go ahead and come on up to the toes. Now this time we're going to do is with that hip rotation again. Little side to side, little side to side, little turn, not too big. This is a case of bigger is not better as far as the movement. You actually get a lot more out of it if you keep it smaller. Stomach in, 3 more, last 2, and then one more time. And we're all set, so drop down. I've got one more variation. It's very similar to what you did up on your hands. We're going to be sending the leg out to the side. So go ahead, come up again to your forearms. You're on your toes. Now we're going to lift out side to side. Last exercise. Stomach in. So if you're a little short on time today, this one is a good one for you. Get a lot of core work in a short amount of time. So go out and go out and out. How about 4 more times? 3, 2 more, 1 more is here, and you're all set. So go ahead, we're going to shift back one more time. Really pull away from your hands. That should feel awesome. Gives your back and everything that's been working a little rest. We're going to come up and have a seat. Just going to give you a few quick stretches to finish out with today. So what we're going to do is cross one shin in front of the other. Let your knees drop out and just drop forward. So your entire back is coming forward. This is for the fronts of those legs, which get worked quite a bit when we do any type of Pilates work. Take a nice breath in, blow it out. All right, you're ready to switch. So put the other foot in front. So we emphasize the other side now a little bit more, and we're going to come forward. It's okay to look down. Remember, if you got the time and you want the full version of this workout, the link in the descriptive will send you to my website and you'll get access to that full workout as well as a number of other workouts. So go ahead and check that out if you're looking for full workouts that'll get you through that day. All right, let this go. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me a little bit more. Legs out straight, ease forward. Now don't just round your upper back. Bring your lower back forward. So we said earlier that C curve in your spine is what we're looking for. Most of us, we get a little tighter here and we get more flexible here because we round a lot. So we're working on bringing our lower back forward. You're also probably going to feel that in the backs of your thighs as well. Take another good breath in and exhale. One more stretch. Why don't you bring the bottoms of your feet together? Press down gently on those knees. Lean forward as needed. So if you're a little tight here with your inner thighs and you can't lean forward quite as much, don't worry about it. You do what you can. You listen to your body. Do relax your shoulders. If you're here, pull them down. All right, let this go. Why don't you slide your feet out, bring your knees and feet together. Arms here. We're going to go ahead and take a nice big inhale. And we're going to exhale. We're going to do one more time to finish it out today. So inhale up and exhale back down. So great job. I'm so glad you joined me today, and I will see you again next workout.